Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, this is why I'm writing my next book called Four Blood Moons and the Peace Agreement. Is because it looks as if the peace agreement that's spoken about in the Bible in Daniel 9:27, it looks as if it may go on past the 9 months. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. It's in its 5th month right now since they first sat down at the table on July the 30th. But the Bible says in Daniel 9:27, then I'm going to read to you an article. I want to thank Penny of Virginia. Are you serious for getting this to me? Because it's very fascinating how close they're getting. The Bible did say, Jesus did say, one of the signs of the end times in Matthew 24:15 is when you see the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel standing in the holy place. Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place. Whosoever readeth, let him understand. Well, let's read it. It's Daniel 9:27. Here's what Daniel said. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. That would be 7 years. There will be a covenant confirmed for 1 week or 7 years. For 1 week. And in the midst of that week, or in 3.5 years, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even unto the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. In other words, there will be an agreement, a covenant with many nations signed, where they will call peace and safety, which is in 1 Thessalonians chapter 3. But the Bible says when they say peace and safety, then cometh destruction. Now, Jesus said, when you see this abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand, then you would need to go to what Apostle Paul wrote about it in 2 Thessalonians chapter 5, when he starts talking about that sin of the son of perdition, the wicked one, the lawless one, when he reveals himself, when he walks into the temple of God before the worshipers of God and declares that he is God. Now, that can't happen unless you have you have to have a temple, a third temple built. The first temple built by Solomon was destroyed in 586 BC by the Babylonians. Then the second temple built by King Herod was destroyed in 70 AD by the Roman Empire. The third temple has not been built yet, but I'm expecting it. They already have it prefab ready. All the furniture, even 12 red heifers in the stall, everything is ready. If there is a covenant sign that brings peace and security, a two-state solution, Palestinians living alongside Israelis, some kind of buffer zone, some kind of UN peace troops and American troops, whatever. But if everybody can agree to this deal, giving the Gaza Strip, maybe part of Ramallah, maybe even a little slice of East Jerusalem, I don't know, to the Palestinians. But if this happens, or when it happens, I should say, because it will happen, there will probably be a clause that allows the Jews to rebuild the third temple of the Lord. And it's in that temple that the Antichrist will arrive and declare that he is God. And actually, it makes you believe, if you read in Daniel here, it would be in the 3.5 years. Well, listen to what's going on in the peace agreement process. I want to thank Penny of Virginia for this report. Peace talks to extend beyond the allocated 9 months. They need more time. And that's why I believe the 4 blood moon process is going to take the entire 4 blood moons before they can get this thing signed. Sometime maybe during it, maybe even just after it, but it's going to take the whole 4 blood moon cycle. Well, hours after John F. Kerry leaves Israel, sources tell Ynet that the original 9 months time frame for talks will be extended. Kerry will assume a larger role in a bid to overcome obstacles which have left talks in a deadlock. A source involved in peace talks between Israel and the Palestinians said negotiations will extend beyond the 9-month time frame originally set out by the United States Secretary of State John F. Kerry. In light of the difficulties plaguing the talks, the U.S., Israel, and the Palestinians have begun to accept the fact that more time will be needed to overcome some differences between the parties and to reach an agreement. Kerry says progress made in the peace talks. Kerry, Israel, and the Palestinians say the closest to peace in years, and President Abbas says regardless of what happens, peace talks will continue. So the source stressed that in addition to the extending of the time frame for peace negotiations, Kerry will also dramatically increase his direct involvement in the talks. He's going to get more into it. Now, this guy's already been proven that he can get a 6-superpower nation deal with Iran. And he left Israel in the weeds a little bit in that deal. Will he leave Israel in the weeds a little bit in this deal? Probably so. Probably so. But that's how they will do it. They're going to twist Israel's arm. They're going to use security measures against them to force Israel into compromising, especially in the dividing of their land, which is directly breaking the covenant with God. But Israel will do it because they're going to be forced in a corner. And they will get the assurances to build that temple. And that's huge for them. Well, according to the source, Kerry will focus on bridging the gaps between the two sides on the core issues of the conflict, which have led to the deadlock talks, and formulate an arbitration plan, which he hopes will serve as an acceptable compromise. Now, some 2 weeks ago, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas said the peace talks with Israel will continue for the full 9 months, as was originally agreed with Washington, D.C., regardless of what happens on the ground. He further said that we are committed and we will go to the full 9 months, and then we will take the appropriate decision. Now, this past Friday, December the 6th, 2013, U.S. Secretary of State John F. Kerry closed another Middle East troubleshooting mission by urging Israel and the Palestinians to follow Nelson Mandela's lead and make peace. The death on Thursday of Mandela, who fought apartheid in South Africa and became its first black president, was mourned across the globe, including by Israelis and Palestinians. Now, the latter calling him an inspiration for their statehood struggle. Before departing from Tel Aviv, after a 2-day visit to Israel and the Palestinian territories, John Kerry quoted Mandela as having said, in the face of challenges, quote, "It always seems impossible until it is done." That example of Nelson Mandela is an example we all need to take to heart as we try to reach a 2-state solution, said John Kerry to the reporters. On Thursday, December the 5th, 2013, Kerry said he presented Israel with some thoughts about improving its security under any eventual accord. Neither side detailed these, but Israel has long said it would want to keep a military presence between the West Bank and Jordan. Now, the Palestinians rejected Kerry's security proposals after he raised them with Abbas on Thursday. The Palestinian official told Reuters on condition of anonymity. The Palestinian peace negotiators denied the account, but did not say what Kerry and Abbas had discussed. Now, John Kerry said as he got on the airplane, just as he was getting ready to leave on Friday, and I want to thank Nick of New York for this report, he said the Mideast is closer to peace than it has been for years. All right? And he actually said, another quote, he said, "We are closer than we've been in years to world peace." Then he said, quote, "There is no doubt in my mind we can reach an agreement that will support the peaceful and promising Palestine that the Palestinian people deserve, alongside a prosperous and more secure Israel." In other words, peace and safety. folks, we are leading right into the biblical time frame of the 4 blood moons that begin on the Jewish feast days. Matter of fact, let me find my notes on that because I want to share this with you. I'm going to be talking about this again today, and I think it's very important. Where's my notes? Give me 1 second here. I should have had that real close to me. I do have it here. But the feast days, of course, will be the 4 blood moons will be taking place on Jewish feast days starting on April the 15th, 2014, and it will be Passover, be the first blood moon. The next one will be on the Feast of Tabernacles in October of 2014. Then there will be 2 more. Passover of 2015, Tabernacles in the fall on September 28, 2015. I believe it's during this entire 4 blood moons that the peace agreement process will have to go into past the 9 months. And that's why my book entitled 4 Blood Moons and the Peace Agreement will be coming out just before the first blood moon in April. I will try to have it ready for you on March 30th. But my new book right now, Jerusalem Jihad, is available now. It's being released on my birthday, December 21st, 2013. It is a sequel to the book I wrote last year entitled Mark of the Beast, RFID. It's an end-time apocalyptic scenario based on current world events and how they relate to Bible prophecy and where that we are going in the future in this apocalyptic age. Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ. Do not miss today's show from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. From 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. If you're coming to my website, www.paulbegleyprophecy.com, get there early. Get there early so that you can get in before the website completely reaches capacity. We're trying to enlarge our capacity now. Or if it is full when you try to get in there, well, just go to live stream and you can watch the show. Is that dog? We have a dog snoring. How does a dog start snoring when I'm preaching on end times? That's amazing to me, but it can happen. Just like a lot of people, they're asleep, even though the truth is being brought before them. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Now, this week, we're going to have a powerful week. We have 4 guests with us. We're doing a powerful Bible prophecy power week this week. Our guest tomorrow will be Andy Firecharger of YouTube Bible Prophecy. He'll be talking about Bible prophecy, end time, and the power of the church of today. Also, Wednesday, our guests will be Joe and Doug Hagman. They'll get us up to speed on the New World Order, the Illuminati, the One World Government, the corruption within the governments of the world, including America, and the FEMA camps, and the microchips, and everything that has to do with the New World Order. They will give us a full update based on their sources within the government, within the Pentagon, and within the Department of Homeland Security. Then on Thursday, and they're from Erie, Pennsylvania, and Andy Firecharger's from Ohio. Now on Thursday, Jesse Waltman from BP Earthwatch will be our guest again, and we'll be talking about the comet Ison and the meteor storms, and the sun has just flipped its poles on Saturday. That was confirmed by NASA. He'll get us all up to speed on the dark giants of Comet Ison and what's going on there with that debris trail, which is still up there. And now NASA's even saying, well, we better go back and restudy it. And they've designated the Hubble telescope to follow it. Now, if it was just a puff of dust, why are they moving their agenda to that? It's because this thing is up there. There's a ton of huge rocks. And we got to get through the debris trail, folks. We got to get through the debris trail, January 12th through the 19th. I pray to God we do without a problem, but let's be realistic. This is a scenario we haven't faced before. And then on Friday, our guest will be Daryl Myatt from Keller, Texas. And Daryl will give us an update on biblical prophecy in the Middle East as he's getting ready to go to Jerusalem, getting ready to go to Israel in March. And we want to get a feel on his Bible prophecy expert. Again, he is also on YouTube. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. Don't miss today's show. It's going to be powerful. God bless you. I'll see you at 12 noon Eastern at www.paulbegleyprophecy.com.